Imagine someone who makes you feel like you're the center of their universe. They mirror your dreams, laugh at your jokes, and promise you a future you've only ever imagined. You feel chosen, special, seen in a way no one else has ever seen you. Then, almost imperceptibly, it begins to change. Your confidence starts to crumble. Your opinions feel foolish. Your memories are questioned. You find yourself constantly apologizing, walking on eggshells, desperate to regain that initial perfect connection, a connection that never really existed. You've been targeted by a master manipulator, and the blueprint for their behavior can be found in a chilling psychological concept, the Dark Triad. This isn't about a single monster. It's about a toxic alliance of three distinct personality traits that, when combined, create a person uniquely equipped to exploit others. We're talking about narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Individually, they are problematic. Together, they form a devastatingly effective formula for manipulation. And these individuals aren't just lurking in prison cells. Studies suggest subclinical versions of these traits are present in a significant portion of the population, perhaps as high as 1 in every 10 people you meet. They are in our offices, our social circles, and sometimes in our homes. Let's break down each member of this dark alliance. First, narcissism. This is the most visible trait. Picture grandiosity, an insatiable need for admiration, and a profound lack of empathy. The narcissist believes they are special, unique, and entitled to the best of everything. They are the charismatic leader, the dazzling romantic partner who love bombs you with intensity. But their world is a fragile house of mirrors. Any perceived criticism, any failure to reflect their brilliance back at them, is met with rage or cold contempt. They create a fantasy and demand you live in it with them. Second, we have Machiavellianism. This is the cold, strategic mind. Named after the Renaissance political philosopher Niccolò Machiavelli, who famously argued that for a ruler it is better to be feared than loved. The high Mac individual lives by this code. They are master tacticians of human interaction. For them, people are not friends or partners. They are pawns, assets, and tools to be used in a grand game of social chess. They are calculating, deceptive, and supremely focused on long-term goals of power, control, and influence. Emotion is a weakness they exploit in others, not something they feel themselves. Then, there is psychopathy. This is the emotional void. While popular culture equates psychopathy with violence, its core is a profound emotional and interpersonal deficit. Key features include a stunning lack of remorse or guilt, shallow emotions, impulsivity, and a failure to accept responsibility. The psychopath feels no anxiety, no deep fear, no genuine connection. This emotional immunity makes them fearless in social situations and ruthless in their pursuits. They can lie with a calm smile, discard people without a second thought, and navigate chaos they create with unsettling calm. Alone, each trait has its own destructive flavor. A narcissist might cruelly discard you when you stop feeding their ego. A Machiavellian might systematically undermine you at work to steal a promotion. A psychopath might defraud you without a flicker of conscience. But the true danger emerges in the combination. This is where the dark synergy happens. Think of it as a manipulative corporation. The narcissist is the charismatic, front-facing CEO. The visionary who draws you in with promises of glory. The Machiavellian is the cunning chief operating officer, working behind the scenes to engineer the traps, control the narrative, and manage the assets. And the psychopath is the ruthless legal department, providing the emotional detachment necessary to execute the cruelest plans without hesitation. One provides the charm, the second provides the strategy, and the third provides the nerve. Psychological studies have shown that individuals high in dark triad traits are often remarkably successful in short-term social manipulation. They can quickly assess a person's vulnerabilities, your need for love, your desire for recognition, your fears. They then craft a persona perfectly designed to hook you. This is the mask of sanity. It's a performance so convincing that you would never suspect the emptiness, the calculation, or the contempt hiding behind the eyes. So where do we see this toxic alliance in action? The patterns are hauntingly similar across different settings. In toxic relationships, it often begins with the idealization phase, the love bombing. You are flooded with attention, affection, and future promises. This is the narcissistic charm, powered by the Machiavellian assessment of what you want most. Once you're hooked, the devaluation begins. The criticism, the gaslighting, the intermittent reinforcement. Hot and cold behavior designed to keep you confused and striving. The psychopathic trait allows them to switch from loving to cruel in an instant, feeling nothing. In the workplace, they are the corporate sharks. They take credit for your work. They spread subtle rumors to undermine rivals. They charm upper management while bullying subordinates. They create chaos and then present themselves as the only one who can fix it. They climb the ladder not on merit, but on the broken backs of their colleagues' reputations. They see a team not as collaborators, but as a hierarchy to be dominated. On a societal scale, this combination is the hallmark of destructive cult leaders and authoritarian figures. They offer a grandiose vision narcissism, employ sophisticated control tactics and propaganda Machiavellianism, and demonstrate a chilling willingness to sacrifice their followers for their own gain psychopathy. They create an us versus them narrative, where loyalty is demanded and questioning is betrayal. How do you spot someone high in Dark Triad traits before you're ensnared? The key is to watch for discrepancies. Listen not just to their words, but to their actions over time. Do their promises consistently match their behavior? Be wary of someone who seems too perfect, too quickly attuned to your desires. Pay attention to how they talk about other people. Do they have a long list of ex-friends, ex-partners, or ex-colleagues who are all crazy or out to get them? This is a major red flag. Notice if you feel constantly off balance, anxious, or like you're losing your sense of self around them. Your intuition is often your first line of defense. Protecting yourself starts with boundaries. Firm, non-negotiable boundaries. Dark Triad individuals test boundaries relentlessly. A simple, calm no is a powerful tool. Observe how they react to your boundaries. A respectful person will accept them. A manipulator will punish you for them, with guilt, rage, or withdrawal. Practice emotional detachment. Do not get drawn into their dramas or their self-created crises. Most importantly, trust the evidence, not the potential. Don't stay for the person you hope they could be. See the person they have shown you they are. Knowledge is your armor. Understanding the Dark Triad isn't about fostering paranoia or seeing monsters in every shadow. It's about recognizing a specific pattern of human behavior that causes profound harm. These traits exist on a spectrum. We all might have a dash of narcissism or a moment of Machiavellian thought. But when these three converge into a sustained life strategy, they create a human predator. The goal of this knowledge is not to live in fear, but to live with clarity. To reclaim your sense of reality when someone tries to gaslight you. To protect your energy from those who would drain it without a second thought. To recognize that the problem was never your kindness, your empathy, or your trust. Those are your strengths. The problem was a calculated strategy designed to exploit those very qualities. By pulling back the curtain on how these manipulators operate, you take the first and most powerful step in disarming them. You see the game, and you choose not to play.